Good morning, everyone. I'm Bella, and today we're going to be talking about Imbolc, the pagan holiday that's occurring on February 1st. This is a time that's marking hope and the promise of the return of spring. Imbolc is really the first sign of love, light, and life returning to the Northern Hemisphere, and the knowing that we're moving from this Yule winter into Ostara spring equinox and birth and the return of the life and the abundance and the connection and love back to the planet. So today I'm going to be sending Reiki to all those participating and to the collective. Then I'm going to be talking about the energies a little bit and the astrology we're seeing right now. And then I'm going to end the video with an oracle reading and a quick tarot spread for the collective energies in honor of Imbolc today. So Imbolc is marking the midpoint between Yule and Ostara. At Imbolc, the ground is really just starting to thaw. It's starting to prepare itself. The land is starting to get ready to move into a time of abundance and summer and harvest. We as a people are really beginning to awaken from months of slumber and introspection through the winter, through all this dark and death and cold. So the energies surrounding this time are really of patience, hope, change, also preparation, renewal, emergence from hibernation, transitioning, fertility, sprouting seeds, seeds being planted, ideas being planted, and then also cleansing, renewal, rejuvenation, and spring cleaning of not just our physical space, but of our energies. So before I begin the session, I'm going to do a clearing and cast a protective circle as always. If you enjoy these videos and you want to leave me a tip or donation, you may do so at paypal.me/BellaImelda, or you can cash at me at BellaImelda. These are received in great love and gratitude, so thank you guys so much. So if you're ready now, go ahead and get some tea or ice water, light some sage or incense or candles, and get some crystals that you'd like to work with today, and then just set your space comfortably so you can just kick back and relax for a little while and enjoy the Reiki. So please take a couple deep breaths and come into your center. I'm going to begin by doing a quick clearing and casting some protection, since we're going to be tapping in and doing energy work today. We ask for a protective bubble of light to be cast around us. Only the light may be here, all else must go. All negative energies, unseen influences, or negative thought forms must go in love. We open up a gateway of light for them to enter. May they be assisted back home to the One. We ask that a white protective bubble of light be cast around us. Only the light may be here, all else must go. May our guides and galactic counterparts join us today in love. We call in our higher selves and our ancestors to assist in our healing of the physical, mental, and etheric bodies. Please deliver any messages that need to come through today. We release all blockages and outdated energies that are no longer beneficial for our highest good, and so it is. So please take another deep breath with me. And feel yourself slip into a calm, peaceful state, where you can just relax for a little while. Release all the tension from your shoulders, your face. Try to let go of any thoughts and still the mind. I'm going to tap in now and begin sending Reiki remotely. You'll feel the connection begin to kind of start to flow, like a warm, tingly sensation moving through the body. This connection is going to last throughout this entire video. We're going to visualize the Reiki energy sort of like this sparkly, white, pure light that's funneling through your body, just clearing all the blockages and all the stagnant energies. And picture it like the white sparkling glimmer on a fresh blanket of snow at night under the moon. It's just sparkly and clean. It has that nostalgic, healing feeling to it. Today we are listening to God's Eye music. Just some music for balance, chakra healing. I also have my new Reiki pyramid crystal quartz that I'm working with. And I'm going to light some sage right now. Just clear the space and get the energy set. So I'm going to be doing a Reiki healing and a quick channeling to see what is coming up for each of the chakras. Just sort of tune in and see what each chakra needs. Direct the Reiki there for the collective and also specifically for the people watching. And then I'm going to be using my tuning forks for some sound healing as well, where we're able to tune the chakras back to their proper frequencies. It kind of breaks up the stagnant energy and just allows it to flow better through the body. So it may stir up some emotions in you or stagnant energy in you, or cause sensations similar to like a detox. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself, you're resting if you need to, you're drinking lots of water, ice water, and then whatever emotions are coming up for you, just honor them and release them because they're just passing through your awareness so that they can be on their way. These tuning forks act sort of like the way an opera singer can shatter glass with their voice. It's just aligning, breaking up the energy, and each of my tuning forks is aligned to the proper frequency of each chakra. So I'm going to start at the root now. The root chakra is all about safety, security, stability. It's all of your everyday needs being met. So we're going to begin sending the healing energy here at the root of the base of the spine. We're affirming that we are safe and protected. We have all that we need. Breaking up any blockages that are causing a lack mentality or fear, scarcity mindset here. We're in the final push towards spring. It's just the last bit of winter. We have it much easier than our ancestors ever did. So really taking a moment now to have gratitude for the things that we do have. Even as hard as the last few years have been, this is a sign that things are about to get easier for everybody. I've been getting that we could all benefit from decluttering or cleaning the physical space that we're living in, just in order to remove the old and bring in fresh new energies, make space for the new. And then also doing a detox of the physical vessel, either through sweating, doing a feet detox to pull the toxins out through the body, getting those foot pads all natural, sleeping with them, and then removing them in the morning. The Reiki is going to break up this stagnant energy and get it moving, and then doing a physical purge to remove the toxins from the body is just something that's going to make us feel so much better physically and just cleaner. We'll sleep better. It's just a great way for us to maintain our health and energy levels. Also doing some intermittent fasting. from all the food that we've just been eating and accumulating in our systems all winter. Getting outside, moving around, get our hearts pumping, it's that energy of removing the old to make way for the new. So let's move this energy up now from the red root center up into the sacral. This glowing orange energy center is where the emotional body is held. It's all about our relationships with other people and our sensuality, our birthing centers. Any areas of past trauma or energy from past relationships can be stored here. We're releasing all lingering tension in this area. We're honoring our self-worth and our self-love. Any wounds we're still carrying in the center of the body are now healed, released, and forgiven. We're moving towards spring when the animals are beginning to awaken and mate, and we have this February Valentine's Day lover energy. Whether you're single or you're in a partnership, now is just a really great time to honor the people you love around you, even your animals who faithfully love you. Just celebrate what you do have, the relationships you do have, the love that is around you, and release the sadness about what you don't have. Replace it with gratitude. And this love and happiness you radiate will be what ends up drawing in anything that you feel you're missing. The world right now needs us to cultivate this energy of love, to go within and see if you do have any areas that you feel are blocking you from worthiness of accepting love from another person. Do you have any doubts or any traumas you feel that you're finally ready to release? Ask yourself, if you releasing that big dark cloud that you've stuffed away would draw in the abundance you always wanted, would you release it? If you would, then do it. Do it anyway. Have faith that the universe will reward your courage. So let's move that orange glowing central energy up even higher into the solar plexus now, into our belly. This is our action center. This is where we manifest into the world around us. This area is now moving. It's free-flowing and abundant. We're cultivating manifestation energy. We're producing progress in all areas and projects in our lives. A clear solar plexus allows us to manifest our dreams into the physical. So we now release any and all insecurities and doubt, removing lack of faith programming, and sending all those today inspired action. We have an inner knowing that's now washing over us, and it's telling us that we have the strength inside of us to do it. We're inspired to take chances, and those chances are going to pay off. People and experiences are going to be guided to us through synchronicity. Our guides are showing us the way, and we're coming into contact with the correct people and the correct opportunities. We draw in financial abundance with gratitude to give us the ability to do the things we want to assist humanity. Imagine what you'd do if you were gifted $1 million and you were told that it had to be used to help humanity. And then let your imagination consider the possibilities of what you do with it. Then find your frequencies matching that reality and pulling that reality into the physical. So detaching from the ego and then moving that yellow healing energy up into the heart, into the unconditional love center. We shift our focus from self and personal needs into the betterment of humanity and the collective. Feel that warm green energy pooling in the heart. It's swirling and gaining momentum, and then it's going to radiate outwards to all of existence. We now release any regret, guilt. We release self-hatred, and we replace these lower vibrations with true love and self-esteem, self-love, and love for humanity. We forgive ourselves, and we honor our experiences as a part of our journey. We vibrate in the energy of gratitude and appreciation for all that we've seen, all that we've lived through. We are still alive and breathing, and we realize we've made it through 100% of the experiences we didn't know if we could. We call in the ancestors watching over and guiding the session today, and we ask that any wisdom or guidance is given to those participating today, either through insight, vision, dream time, or synchronicities that begin to occur in the physical. "2022 is going to be a year when many lovers come together and unite. It's a 6-year, it's a culmination energy, and it's a template for where our efforts and struggles are finally paying off. So if you thought true love, partnership was never possible for you, after the last few years, we're seeing that all bets are really off in the physical and that anything is possible. So it's time to work more in the etheric realms, really, and focus on raising your vibration and clearing your energy and loving life itself in any way that you can, because this is the energy that's going to draw in that divine partnership to you. It's not going to be through lack mentality and struggle and self-doubt and hatred. It's through creating the optimal prime reality through our energies and actions. So feel this knowing in the heart and then move it upwards into the throat. Speaking your truth, sharing opinions, and creating a dialogue verbally. This vibrant blue energy center is all about living authentically and doing so without any cares or fear. We practice what we preach, speak, and then act accordingly. Living and moving with authentic purpose and certainty. This can be a lesson for when we have to speak up when we feel something isn't right. It could be living in our authentic purpose, saying what we believe in, and then doing so, acting from a higher perspective. We now release any stagnant fear that could be lowering our vibration. We release any blockages in the throat from past trauma where we felt it wasn't okay or safe for us to speak. We have the confidence and our knowledge to convey what we think and feel to others. And may the information be delivered and received in a healthy, uplifting way for the highest. Singing is a great way to break up any blockages in the throat. Any time that we're experiencing fear, to sing is always a really great way to rock that vibration out through us, and it will help unstick that emotion. Any sore throats or scratchiness that just randomly comes and go, that can be another sign of a blocked throat chakra. So singing, communicating, these unblock this area, this energy center. Things could be coming up for us in our dream time. So just acknowledge them and then ask what it is that you need to be communicating that you may not be. These insights will come to you through vision or your dream states, and then be brave enough, or try to be brave enough to begin speaking them. You can even begin by just writing them down to yourself. Sending warm blue energy here, and we're moving the energy upwards even more into the third eye now. This is our intuition center. This is a sense of knowing when something is false or incorrect. It's trusting the knowing that is coming from your heart and your ability to see beyond 3D reality. So we're sending a blast of violet light healing here. We're breaking up anything that's blocking the pineal gland or the information coming in. You may feel intense energies coming in from the root, pulling up into the third eye. You may feel a little lightheaded. This is just the energy moving. May feel like a little bit of a rush in a good way. So we're sending healing energy now for the connection between the heart chakra up to the third eye, the connection there. We have the ability to tap into our knowingness and live for more a heart-based and more of a feeling-based existence. It's really time to embody this energy and step into it and release the doubt, release the fear, and let go of any sort of a lack mentality. The energies coming in right now are increasing, and they're going to keep increasing. A lot more people are going to begin to experience more moments of telepathy, precognition, or lucid dreaming, or precognitive dreaming. There's so much we can learn from our dreams, especially right now. And this really is connecting and strengthening the energy and the connection between the third eye to the crown chakra. So set the intention before bedtime to tap into this wisdom. And then again, ask to be shown what it is you need to see. Finally, move this energy up now, out from the third eye, through the top of the head to the crown. This is our connection to Source in the universe, God, and a higher knowing. We're sending healing here, releasing any stagnant energy that's been caught in the center and blocking us from Source. We're giving it all back to Source, giving all the negative energy back to Source to recycle and return to us as positive energy and new experiences. We strengthen and cleanse this channel to allow for better connection to Source and our higher self. We pull in wisdom and assistance to the third eye this way. It's time to take deep moments of reflection and relaxation through prayer, meditation, getting into a bathtub and soaking into a relaxed state, working on channeling or qigong, yoga, anything that's moving the body and flowing and raising our vibration. We want to try to reach for a more galactic perspective, shift the mind out of ego and shift into a feeling in the heart. I'm also getting the importance of being honest with ourselves right now, if we're ready, and going in deeper to ask ourselves and be honest and take a moment of reflection and say, what am I missing? What lessons can I learn next to bring about my highest growth at this time? What can I pull in this year? And just speaking our requests or our questions and intentions, the universe listens and it answers us. So visualize this energy from the root all of the way up to the crown as a rainbow flowing of energy that's just moving. It's easily giving us strength and vitality. And then begin to come back into the body and integrate that energy into the physical vessel. Begin to move a little bit and open your eyes when you're ready. And then take a minute to just sort of notice the difference in the energy flowing through you. Does it feel like it's moving easier? Can you feel it flowing through your palms where they're tingling? Do you feel flowing, lighter, happier? And just rest. Take it easy for the next 24 hours. Listen to what your body needs, what your emotional body needs. Drink water, detox it out, and surrender. I'm going to continue sending Reiki as I discuss some of the energies that's coming up right now surrounding the season of Imbolc for the next few months as we move into the spring. These energies for the collective, what we're all experiencing. And it's really great if we can try to align ourselves and our own lives around this flow and really sink into that energy. We can play off the rhythm of nature and echo it in our 3D lives. I personally find that doing that causes our lives to just be easier when we flow with nature and ride with these cycles and energies rather than trying to swim against the tide and work against them. You know, when it's winter, rest. When it's summer, manifest. It will be easier. So again, Imbolc occurs on February 1st. It's the halfway point between Yule and Ostara. So we're moving from this dead and barren state of Yule and the winter solstice into the spring energies of birth and renewal and awakening and new beginnings and hope. It's really the first sign of life and hope emerging at the end of this cold, harsh winter. And I really feel that's metaphorical for what we're seeing play out on a global scale too right now. The first seeds of hope being planted and change and renewal beginning to unfold. We may not really even be able to see them there yet in the physical, but under the frozen ground, the seeds are beginning to take root. Life is beginning to stir. And we're in this final push to spring, where it's still cold, still time to preserve and take care of those around us. But we are moving towards the spring Ostara energy and the loving energy of Valentine's Day on February 14th. It's really blending the energies of Imbolc, which is of new beginnings, with the energy of Beltane at the last day of April, which is of fertility and that goddess masculine energy and pregnancy. And we're bringing in this fertility magic right now of abundance and this lush potential. Astrologically, we're, moving towards the spring equinox, and it's bringing the light back to the planet. Wintertime causes a lot of seasonal issues for people like depression. It's cold and dark. So the return of the light is bringing the promise of spring and abundance to return. It's doing wonders for people's mental health when we begin to see the sunlight return. The lack of sunlight, we're lacking motivation. Everyone's tired and sick. We don't really feel like moving. And when you're really feeling that, going out and trying to attune to the rhythms of the earth, in the mornings when you notice how the sun is rising earlier, or when you go for a walk at the end of the day and you see the sun setting just a little later, taking a moment to align with your energy and pull in your energy to gain that momentum from nature, connect with that flow and that movement that you witness within nature. The sun has recently moved now from Capricorn, which is an earth sign, into the sign of Aquarius, which is an air sign. So coming out of Capricorn season had a much more down-to-earth, harsh energy that we experienced through like Christmas and the holidays. And now we're moving more into a lighter, more philosophical, airy Aquarius energy, where we're going to see more movement and progress. Because also a lot of the planets are coming out of their retrograde and going direct, which I think by April we would have no planet in retrograde, which is great. We'll see great movement in the physical globally and in our own lives. So Venus went direct on January 29th. Venus being the planet that rules love or romance, relationships. We'll begin to see more progress, in our love life. Old issues will seem to be fading away. We'll get over things, after these last few weeks. We really had a chance to go into them and reevaluate and heal. And now Venus going direct is allowing us to just let it all go. Any realizations that we may have had during that few-week Venus retrograde, they're going to act like a springboard now to get us even closer to what we feel our purpose is, Mercury also is going to be going direct on February 3rd in a few days, which will cause everyone to breathe a sigh of relief. Mercury rules communication. It being retrograde, it can cause issues with technology, issues in manifestations, and with it going direct, we'll begin to see things pick up again and progress soon in a good direction and not feel so much like we're walking through molasses. That's really, in the combination with the Venus retrograde, to me, the energies felt like moving through molasses and that harsh Capricorn sun vibe. So there's a new moon in Aquarius on Imbolc, February 1st. So while the sun is moving us through Aquarius, so basically with this new moon in Aquarius, if you have any major placements in Aquarius, if you look at your birth chart, you'll probably be feeling the effects more directly. So me personally, I have my moon in Aquarius, which is the emotions. It's a lot of having your moon in Aquarius, it's a lot of overthinking energy. So this will be a really great time for me personally to evaluate where I'm at emotionally and set some intentions about where I want to manifest or detach in this area. So using the moon phases in the astrology can really, looking at your own chart, it can really help you. The United States is going to be experiencing its Pluto return on February 22nd, 22222, which I'll be doing a separate video on that. But this, with it, is going to be bringing in major revolution energies and wild card moments for the collective. So brace yourself for that in a few weeks, but also be ready to embrace the magic of 22222, which is on a Tuesday. The gateway we'll experience on February 2nd, which is 2222. That's going to be powerful as well, but really it's only going to be a warm-up, for the gateway energies that come in with the Pluto return on 22222. It's a very powerful date. So I prepare myself as much as possible before then. Just make sure you're getting everything taken care of, you're getting enough sleep, but you're also remaining grounded and calm and still within yourself. So if you can remain grounded, going through this Pluto return will actually be an excellent spiritual jump-off point if you're trying to get to the next level in your practice, whether it be meditation or lucid dreaming, out-of-body work, or just a healing. If you've been doing inner child healing. It just all depends where we're at individually, but the gateway energies are ready and available to us to give us all a major boost forward, really unlike anything we've ever experienced before. Because a Pluto return, Pluto is returning to its natal position for the United States on July 4th, 1776. So the energy of revolution, change, a birth of a nation, that is the same template that we're going to be seeing. Major upheavals, but upheavals for the good to bring in a new revolution for America. And then we have Mardi Gras on March 1st, which carries with it this celebratory energy, that leads us towards Easter, the spring equinox on March 21st. So try to take these dates as a springboard and work with them. Allow them to launch you as far as possible. And take the time to look around, see if you can see any signs or seeds of hints of spring coming. You may be in a colder climate under a few feet of snow like I am, but take a look around and see what signs of life do you see returning that give us hope for the coming summer. Birds, animals, or is anything beginning to sprout or any animals beginning to return to your area? I, just a few days ago, saw a robin for the first time this year, and that's always been my sign. I make a wish, the first robin of the season that I see, and I thought it was kind of early, to see a robin, so I took that to be a good omen. Also going to like a flower shop if you're still deep in winter, and take a moment to just submerge yourself in the energies of plants or flowers, and start envisioning what you want for your vegetable garden, your flower gardens this year. Start mentally preparing them. Start planning and planting the seeds for the seeds you're going to plant in a few months. Imbolc is a time where we begin to awaken from months of slumber and introspection, and we can just reflect and ask ourselves what we learned over the last 6 months. What can we implement? What could we improve on? What new venture or practice do we want to set as a goal for ourselves this year with this new fresh energy coming in? What do we want to focus on? What first steps are we going to take? What seeds are we going to plant? Imbolc represents a phase of transformation. We're leaving behind one version of ourselves, and once again, each year we step into a new beginning that comes with spring. We have a chance to reinvent ourselves. It's time to embrace a new cycle with this beginning, change and closure and renewal. We're starting a new cycle, and it's really exciting. So take the opportunity now to clear out any obstacles that are still left. Make room for what you want to blossom in the spring. Within the home, cleaning, opening your doors and windows and dusting, allowing a little fresh air and fresh energy to flow in and air out the stagnant energy that's been stuck in the house all winter. Physically clean, but also saging, purifying the space, because there's going to be built up energies from like fight or tension, stress, just your daily day-to-day energy that's just been accumulating in the home, in the corners of the home. It needs to be cleared. Saging, bringing in a new fresh breath of air and energy when we physically clean, but also energetically cleaning. The symbol that represents Imbolc is the seed. It's also milk. But the seed is the physical symbol that represents the current energies. It's what you're literally going to be planting in the ground in the spring to bring about your bounty, but it's also the energetic and like the seeds you're planting in your life. What is going to bloom from one little seed that you plant today in your life? It could bloom an entirely new life for you. So think about that, and think about the soil that you're going to use, the quote-unquote soil. What can you do to make sure the soil that you plant your seeds in is the most rich and taken care of and is prepared for the seed? You have to make sure that the environment you're in is ready to receive and grow what you're trying to harvest. And then, think about how you'd water it too. Do you have a plan of action to reach your goals? And as we move into Astera, which is really marking spring, we'll focus on growing the plants that sprout from the seed that we're planting now. Imbolc's also a really great time to dedicate new magical tools or to begin a new practice or dedication that you intend to carry through the year. It's interesting that Imbolc's also aligning perfectly with the new moon. So it's the perfect time to set intention and begin to move from the slumber of winter. Feel the sparks of hope and see the light return as the sun is setting just a little later, and we're moving just a little closer and closer to spring. It's just telling us blessings are coming, new animals, new projects, new beginnings. It's also a great moment for divination intention setting with magic or any type of white magic ceremonies to call in and draw in abundance to you. When celebrating Imbolc or creating food or any other goods, any form of celebration, the energy of the holiday becomes infused in the activity and the environment around them. So I like to give sort of themes or energies or token things to work with, because you honor these things that have a significance to the holiday, and it creates a connection between the festivities and the people participating and just gets more into that energy. So some herbs to work with I wanted to mention right now for Imbolc. Wormwood. I love to burn this in my sage cauldron. Increases intuition, but it also is good for banishing, divination, dream work, forgiveness, overcoming obstacles, and purification. Blackberries represent growth, attachment, fertility, intuition, prosperity, protection. Basil, cooking with basil, brings in clarity, love, money, strength, and success. The grain, just general grain, signifies abundance, community, balance, rebirth, and blessings. Blackthorn, which is for banishing, guidance, strength, and magic. And then cedar, burning some cedar in your cauldron as well, is for affection, balance, calm, clarity, and peace. The daffodil represents calm, the fairy energy we feel coming in with this spring, love, perseverance, and wishing. And then the crocus flower attracts love, visions, sobriety, and rebirth. Some crystals to work with right now. Amethyst for dreams, healing, courage, balance, growth, and transformation. And then turquoise, which is one of my favorites, for attraction, clarity, compassion, courage, improvement, inner strength, and ancient wisdom. So these are some great things you can work with to harness this Imbolc energy. Also, some totem animals right now. We have the swan. So you may see some of these things. You may experience synchronicities. Animals are always, guides from the spirit realm here to tell us something. Swans represent awakening, beauty, grace, innocence, change, and transformation. Then there's the lark, which is a lark singing on Imbolc is a sign for an early spring, FYI. And then dragon. The dragon represents balance, challenges, courage, creativity, enlightenment, wisdom, and then guardian power. And then finally, obviously, the groundhog. Groundhog Day is on the 2/2/22 portal on February 2nd. This represents, obviously, beginnings, community, hope, cycles, divination, and earth energies. So if the groundhog sees its shadow on Imbolc, it means spring will come late. I also keep seeing the symbology for the Hindu god Ganesh everywhere. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this right now. That's the elephant-headed god. I love elephants. Always felt a connection with them. But honoring Ganesh right now during Imbolc helps remove obstacles, or it's said to help remove obstacles blocking success of our projects. Ganesh is known as the Lord of New Beginnings, which makes him the perfect sign to see around the time of Imbolc. And I had no idea until I was looking into some of the information about Imbolc for this video. I've been seeing this deity everywhere, like symbols on social media, just popping up a lot. And then I learned Ganesh was connected to Imbolc in this way, being the Lord of New Beginnings. I just thought that was really interesting and worth mentioning. I don't know if anyone else is seeing the synchronicity as well. So finally, I have a new moon ritual that I wanted to share with you all. If you're interested and you want to have sort of a framework to do a new moon ceremony to honor these new energies of Imbolc, so you can go ahead and try this one if you'd like. Because I know it can be hard sometimes to just meditate and set intentions, so I want to give you guys a framework. So if you want to pause this, write this down, whatever, let me know in the comments if anyone does this, if it resonates, what your experiences were. I would love to hear. So number 1, this is again new moon ritual ceremony in honor of Imbolc. So the first thing you're going to do is set up a sacred space and light some incense. Number 2, place your favorite crystal that you want to work with beside you. I recommend amethyst in particular for this ritual, or a big quartz crystal. Number 3, bathe your being in a natural aroma from Mother Nature. So either outside, be in the snow, smoke from a campfire, or just sage yourself, do another sort of bruja bowl that you like to burn. I recommend the herbs I just listed above. Number 4, meditate for 5 to 10 minutes on what this Imbolc means to you and set some intentions. Number 5, journal a list of things you wish to let go of based on what you just reflected on. Number 6, with a willingness to release, burn this list and then drop it into a bowl of water. Number 7, take a dreamy, soaking bath now and visualize yourself calling your dream life in abundance, joy, freedom, love, and opportunities, and then surrender. And that's it. So let me know if anyone tries that. I would love to hear your experiences. I want to do some oracle pulls now. I had a few general things I just wanted to pose for the collective about the energies right now, and this is going to be for the next 2 months, taking us from Imbolc to the spring equinox on around March 21st. So I'm going to use the Rumi deck first and ask, what can we expect to see in the next 2 months? What type of energies? Oh wow, I just got chills. So I pulled the Lover and the Beloved card, and this card is two people embracing. It looks like the beginning of twin flame, or if you resonate with twin flame or not, but new divine partnership energies coming in. We're going to be experiencing Valentine's Day. So I just wanted... Sorry, that was my dog. I just wanted to read what this card means. So this oracle brings you a message. Something has to change in your physical world. You're in need of more sustenance, more love, more connection, more nourishment that touches your body and soul. Something that brings you deeper into oneness with other people in life and with love. Dare you open up and allow that love in? The great beloved has desired that this be so. Will you heed that holy desire? Will you allow love in? Say yes. If you find it difficult, now's the time to gently, carefully tend to the walls you've placed between yourself and life. Walls of tentativeness, excessive caution, fear of abandonment and betrayal, doubt of your own lovableness, and doubts based on past pain without substance. You are so much greater than these crumbling walls. They're the stuff that is designed for demolition, not devotion and honoring. Can you begin to unpack the bricks you mistakenly believed were essential to your safety and well-being? You are too vast to see for that small puddle of thought now. The oceanic world of love is your true home, and the sun is beating down upon you. It is too hot to gaze at the ocean longingly from afar, or even stand by its edge. Strip off your layers, run to the ocean, and dive in. This oracle brings you special guidance, an offer opportunities on its way to you, or has recently been presented. It may be an idea you've been nurturing, or one presented to you by another person. Sit with it. Do you feel exhilaration? Do you feel energy at the thought of saying yes? Then say yes. Allow yourself to receive. There's divine encouragement in taking risks that feel wild and alive to your heart. So it says to place your hands in prayer and say, may the almighty divine love, may my most beloved brother Rumi bless me with the ability to truly receive in all ways divine abundance and prosperity, being delivered to me now by the grace and mercy of the heavens. May I clear and heal any resistance to receiving life truly, that I may attain my divine destiny and know and receive love truly in all its majesty. So be it. So this really goes back to what I've been saying throughout this reading, is this idea of honoring your worthiness and knowing that you are worthy of love. I kind of feel like this was coming up during the chakra healing. We have to exist in that frequency, in that higher state, in order to attract in the true love, if we're looking for divine partnership, if we're just meeting someone, removing that doubt, the unworthiness, releasing self-hatred, this is how we're going to be a match to experience love. And I think that is this wave coming in right now with Valentine's Day and the spring, and people are awakening and physically coming back out into the world more. We'll have more opportunities to meet people. But we don't want to block ourselves from that. We don't want to have doubt or be too pessimistic. So it's really feeling into walking the line between protecting ourselves and trusting and being open to new experiences and being open to trust new people. So the next thing I want to do is pull some archetype cards. I ask you now to pick 1, 2, or 3, whichever you feel resonates, because I know different people are going to be watching this video and not everybody's going to have the same archetype. So I want to give 3 options. Now pick 1, 2, or 3. And I'm going to tell you which they all are. Okay, you picked card number 1. The archetype is of the mentor. And I'm going to describe what that is. The teacher, the sage, the guru. So again, card number 1, the mentor. It is said that cosmic knowledge pours down on the world like a great illuminated waterfall. This can be an overwhelming force. The true teacher, though, it is said to be able to hold this flow of wisdom at bay while the student sips from a focused stream. The mentor archetype has a gift for reading the room, for sensing the exact ingredient that will stimulate growth within the student, whether pleasant or painful. The mentor may appear aloof or available, harsh or tender, humorous or rigid. Their gift is to know what serves the soul. Ultimately, the mentor is in service of the greater cosmic good and aids in the elevation of consciousness. Anytime the mentor forgets this humble link and mistakes themselves for the source of enlightenment, the archetype falls into shadow. So when light, this archetype is focused, clear, bright, and remains a student. And when in the dark, it's self-serving, envious of youth, righteous, and rigid. So ask yourself, how can you embody more of the light and release more of the dark if you chose this card? Card number 2 is the sustainer. If you chose card number 2, this is the peacemaker, the upholder, and the perseverer. The sustainer, the second archetype in the trio of existence. That's interesting, so it's card number 2. Works behind the scenes, tending to the tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm, and the mouth sweetly fed. The sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful tasks. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to archive, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see their role in the divine cycles of life. It's common for the sustainer to become overworked, leading to resentment. Their tasks aren't glamorous, and therefore the sustainer rarely receives the credit or attention. The sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. Take time with this archetype. It is within us all and needs our love. When light, this archetype is abundant, generous, supportive, and reliable. When dark, it's overworked, resentful, trapped, and tired. So I really feel any moms listening to this may resonate with that archetype. Take time for yourself, girl. and card number 3. If you chose pile 3, this is the poet. The artist, the witness, the truth teller. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. When light, this archetype represents clairvoyant, wise, timeless, and when it's dark, harmful words, sharp tongue, and thwarted creativity. I sort of feel like most people watching are going to pick pile 3. So I got a new Starseed deck. It's called the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle, and I want to pull one of these for the collective as well. See what sort of star, sea, galactic energies are coming in, and I ask for it to show us what our next phase of mission is calling us into. Ooh, okay. I pulled the Sword of Light. It says divine protection, cords cut, breakthrough energy. And this totally aligns with everything I've been, talking about this whole reading so far, which is great. It's a giant flaming sword with wings. It just looks like this new energy, a fiery new start. It reminds me of the Ace of Wands energy. So it said the Sword of Light is the main energetic tool of Archangel Michael, the Prince of Heaven. His name means he who is like God. He is considered Source's right-hand man. He's the archangel who is chosen to guide and protect all light workers. Anyone who is feeling called to make a difference on this planet can be guided and supported by him. The Sword of Light has been pictured as both a spear of light and a lightning bolt. Either way, it's a powerful symbol of truth and spiritual power. Even though it's carried by Michael, it can be invoked by all those working in the light to help them move beyond blockages and limitations and to sever cords of fear. Joan of Arc invoked it when she was going into battle. This card comes to you. Know that it's confirmation that you're walking the path of light and responding to pre-incarnation soul contracts to make a difference on the planet. It's also a sign that you have the opportunity to sever connections and fears and limitations. Exactly what I mentioned before. Energetic cords bind us to situations, loved ones, and even the past. But you're in transition now and detaching from unnecessary connections, dramas, and fears. Know that there will be a great severing at this time. You might feel isolated for a moment, as you'll be reconfiguring your circle of trust and moving into a life that is greater in alignment with your highest good. Know that the cords that bind you to loved ones and soul family will remain intact. It's only the lower vibrational connections that are being severed. Expect breakthroughs and doors of opportunity opening for you. If you feel strongly connected to Archangel Michael, know that his energy is with you now. I think I pulled this card recently for someone else. I feel like that's a great collective card. Everybody's being asked to step up, step into their true highest self, and get on mission. Find the strength within you. I feel like it's the final push through the darkness. We're finally moving into this new light coming in, new opportunities, truth, and we're all being called to be fearless, use our throat chakra, speak our truth, and embody the light without fear. And the sooner we can do this, we can be there when the rest of the collective wakes up and begins going through this. Okay, so I just pulled from a new deck. I got the Color Emotion Prism Oracle deck. So it's all different colors. Each represents a state of being or emotion. I pulled 5 cards to take the temperature of the collective right now for the next 2 months. Sort of the themes we'll all be experiencing on a global scale. The 5 cards I pulled are anxiety, death, space, ideation, and magic. So anxiety is this lime green color. Obviously, we're all picking up on that in the collective right now. And death, not just physical. A lot of people are passing away right now. A lot of people are fulfilling their soul contracts and they're transitioning. A lot of animals. But it's also energetic death. Letting go of old habits, unhealthy thought patterns, unhealthy habits, addictions. It's the death of the old us. And then we have this gray card, charcoal colored card. This is space. It's a blank card. It's kind of taking a moment of taking a breath before we leap into this new spring, which pulls in this orange ideation card. You know, it's time to, we're in this Aquarian energy that is all about ideation, philosophy, envisioning what we want the new world to look like, planning before we start creating. And then finally, we have this purple card that is magic. So I think the pandemic, the last 2 years, everything going on, the death, the new life, it's all to cultivate the magic within us all. So yes, there is a lot of hardships everybody's experiencing right now, but it's also a chance to take a breath and leap into the magic that is coming. It's just weeks away. Now I have another new deck that I've never used in these sessions before. It's the Mother of All Creation Oracle deck of 52 Divine Traits. So I'm going to pull one of these, and I ask to be shown the divine lesson that the collective needs to work on embodying. This is something we can meditate on. We can go in and ask our guides to be shown what we need to see, how we need to do this. And I pulled Divine Nurture. This is definitely a heart chakra card. Nurture always reminds me of the word nature and this green energy. So it says, the divine love of the mother of all mothers is the greatest in all of creation. She nurtures each atom she birthed into existence with the same tender care. For everyone is special and like a snowflake unique. We cherish our cosmic mother above all else. So I think nurturing the people around us, our animals, ourselves, our space, embodying that, I think it's really taking time to take care of what we need in the physical and energetically, and also nurturing other people around us. So go in and kind of meditate on that. How can you nurture yourself more? How can you nurture the people around you? Okay. Finally, the last oracle card I'm going to pull is the Rebel deck. It's the Oracle with Attitude. It's just for fun. It's silly. It's great. You should get this deck. It's called the Rebel deck, the Oracle with Attitude. It has a unicorn on it. So I pulled a card that says, make better fucking choices. And then you flip it over and it says, if you're pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. Okay. So that could be a mental thing. That could be getting out of our habits, our patterns, our negative self-talk, our negative thought loops that we get into. There's something to reflect on. It's a funny deck, but it also has some, nuggets, good nuggets of truth in there. Okay, finally, let's just close this out with a quick 7-pull tarot card reading for the collective in honor of Imbolc. If you would like to use this template for your own tarot, go ahead. This is a special Imbolc spread that I like. Let me just do another quick shuffle. Okay, card number 1. This is, what message does the Imbolc goddess Bridget have for the collective? The first card that I pulled was the 7 of Wands upright. So this is kind of about being an underdog and fighting to prove yourself. So it's kind of like meeting a challenge head on. So I think it's like Bridget is telling the collective that it's time to step up and fight. We've been the underdog for so long. It's time to step into our power and take our power back. Okay. Card number 2. What has been stirring within the collective this winter? Interestingly, Queen of Wands reversed we got here. So over this winter, this is about creative energy being stifled. It could be somebody that's being too mean or pushy, or introverted, lacking confidence, focusing more on yourself. It could be about jealousy, not feeling like you're being totally honest, insecurity, selfishness. So this is really what the collective has been going through in an internal struggle all winter. It's time to step out of that. It's time to come out of that bitchy energy and into empowering, confident energy. What will we be growing? This is card number 3 now. I'm going to go through these kind of quick since we're at the end here. What will be growing in the collective during this period of Imbolc? Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups reversed here. What is growing in us? Okay, so this is the energy of like predicting the worst before it happens. And, you know, it's like having a little bit of PTSD energy. Like you want to prevent disappointment. You've learned so much from the past and you're being overly careful that you don't want it to happen again. It's a little bit being jaded, a little crying over spilled milk energy, and just kind of feeling defeated and being like, I know disappointments are coming, you know, why do I even bother? That's the energy that's kind of brewing right now. We need to step out of that. Okay, what needs to be cleared for the collective right now? Card number 4, we have 6 of Swords reversed. Okay, so this could be reluctant and struggling to move on from the past. It could be looking back at the past, carrying too much baggage from the past. But it's also about transition, being a little resistant, but making this personal transition, you know, things being exposed, things coming out to the surface. It could be about issues in travel. We are still in Mercury retrograde. That could be a little contributing to that energy, but really needing to move on from the past. And I think we all know why that is. Okay, 3 more cards here. Let's see. Card number 5. What parts of the collective need illumination before we can progress? And the card I pulled here was the Ace of Swords reversed. So this is regret. This is a missed opportunity. It's an opportunity that was lost. It's not being willing to share ideas with others. Something not being what we hoped. Keeping the truth inside. It could be avoiding an impasse, tough decisions, overthinking an idea. So this is something we all need to let go of. It's kind of like false start energy, wasted energy. This is something we all can look at. What if we've been grinding our gears and spinning our wheels and making zero progress as a collective? We need some fresh new ideas here, guys. Number 6, rebirthing. What dormant gifts will be reawakened during the collective during this time? And I pulled the Devil card. So the Devil sometimes can be seen as bad, but I think this is sort of more the collective giving the controllers a taste of their own medicine. It's control. It's also shadow self, sexuality, manipulation, darker energies. But it's also kind of stepping in and, like I said, giving them a taste of their own medicine, flipping the script, taking our power back, even if it means, you know, we've got to, you know, not be the little angels that we also are. There's a shadow side here, but I think it's warranted. I think it's revolution energy. This Pluto return energy definitely comes through with the Devil card. And then what do our guides want us to know at this time for our advancement as a collective? I pulled the 6 of Pentacles upright here. I think that's a good sign, you know, a good card to close out on. 6 of Pentacles is really about being accountable and following through. So this is, you know, the galactics, the guides, they're asking us as individuals and the collective to have accountability. You know, stepping up, following through with an arrangement, an exchange, being reliable, a two-way flow of abundance, giving and receiving, being generous, being in a position to share the wealth. This is the energy that the collective needs to embody. Loving our fellow man, stop just looking out for ourselves and our own family, thinking about the collective as a whole, what is best for the children, I think is a huge something that we need to stop with our fuckery and think about what we're doing to the children. And be honest with ourselves. If we really want to take the chance to progress and move forward, really being honest when we're ready to do our shadow work and looking at our own shit. And this goes for us as individuals, but mostly this was a reading for the collective. So if you can, I would align yourself as best you can with that energy. Know what's coming, stay grounded, and the next 2 months will be gone before you know it, and we'll be embracing this beautiful spring rebirth sunshine energy. So I just want to close out this Imbolc session today with a prayer to the goddess Brigid, who's represented by the season of Imbolc. So please light a candle with me if you can, if you don't already have one lit, and make a symbolic offering to the goddess Brigid. This can just be, set some intentions that you're ready to let go of. And then you can pick a person. It can be yourself or someone else, or the collective, to recite this blessing for. And then hold that feeling of unconditional love in your heart and recite this prayer with me. This prayer is going to call in good health of the body and soul, protection for yourself or the person that you're saying the prayer for. I'm going to recite this with the collective in mind, but you can change it to fit the name of the person in particular. So, Goddess Brigid, Maiden, Mother and Crone, Protector of Life, I ask that you return health to us during the season of Imbolc. Please send your healing power to mend bone and flesh, ease breathing, and restore full life. Above all else, please soothe pain and discomfort until health is restored. Glorious Brigid, Goddess of Flame and of Well, in the light of perfect love, bring a swift healing to those who are suffering. Goddess Brigid, Keeper of the Flame, Tender of the Well, I come to you to ask for the healing of the injured souls. Please look into deeper places within us and find the injuries that lie beneath the surface. I ask that you ease the pain within our souls. Just as this candle shines, I ask that you shine a light on a path towards healing. Shine a light so bright and clear that the path to healing is unmistakable for the collective. Please send whatever assistance will be needed to make these souls whole once again. So mote it be. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I hope everyone enjoyed that. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. The links to leave me a donation or a tip are in the description below. But again, they are paypal.me/BellaImelda and Cash App at BellaImelda. If you're interested in booking private remote session with me, please email me at Bella_Imelda@yahoo.com, and my menu is also in the description below. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you guys again so much for being here. I love you all. Enjoy this Imbolc season. And until next time, bye.